Introduction. Humble beginnings. My own personal internal martial arts journey started around 2003 after reading books by the famed U.S. martial arts writer Robert W. Smith. After reading books like There Are No Secrets, an idea he later recanted on, and titles like Martial Musings and Masters and Methods, I was ready to hit the road and find out for myself what all the talk was about. Entering China in 2008, setting my mind to inquire about the famed internal martial arts and Qigong methodologies. The result of these travels was a string of books I self-published on Amazon. Wisdom from Wudong and Qigong methodologies, the two most notable of them amongst others. In 2010, I entered Tunisia and met the renowned Cameroonian martial artist Ariel Betty, a longtime friend who to this day is leading Africa in the self-discovery of internal martial arts and the study of human potential. After more than 20 years of experience and exploration in internal Chinese martial arts, I feel now is the time to set the record straight and divulge all that I have discovered, much of which will shock the average novice and even maybe a few denizens in the field. My voyage took me deep into the Taoist canon in 2012, a massive undertaking which gave me the master key to the whole landscape. All will be divulged in due time throughout this book, so heat up the cha and find a comfortable reading spot before digging in. Chapter 1. The First Touchstone. Every master in China worth his salt swears by one truth. Tai Chi is the grand ultimate when it comes to martial arts training. The reason is simple. Soft overcomes hard. But to apply this formula, a practitioner needs loads of experience. The smart players are in the game for health and energy, cultivation. So for them, the pugilistic aspect isn't very alluring, due to the fact that avoiding conflict is a fine art in itself, which only the astute seem to master. Indefinitely, the martial aspect is secondary and takes backseat to cultivation and personal growth. My first breakthrough in the internal martial arts came in 2007 after practicing Yang Tai Chi Chuan daily for a good 3 or 4 years. This first stepping stone was actualized through practicing push hands with daily volunteer participants. The realization that relaxing and letting go was the first degree of finding Song Qi, and this act of faith demanded mental discipline, which was the springboard to developing a deep root in my everyday practices. Projecting with my mind through intention was the next grade of my matriculation at that time, and while I was digging for the truth of Fujing emitting energy, I soon came across an endless slew of misdirection and confabulation that made this quest a nebulous endeavor. I look outward instead of inward. A huge mistake, but searching for truth is often indicated through other people's experiences. So I was looking for cardinal signals to search in the right direction. The first persona I investigated was Bruce Lee, who discovered that persistent self-examination and exploration leads to many untrodden truths. Bruce used Wing Chun and philosophy as his medium for exploration. Eventually, he gave up on Wing Chun in exchange for an eclectic Western martial practice that included excessive calisthenics and weightlifting, but he never abandoned his Chinese philosophical outlook, which charged with certain energy transfer drills. He reached a plateau of excellence, which hasn't been duplicated in the last 50 years or so since his death. The next individual I investigated was the reputed Wang Shujin, a master of the 3 internal arts, Tai Chi Chuan, Baguazhang, and Xingyi Quan, but suffered heavily from overeating, which led to his late battle with diabetes and eventual demise in 1981 at the age of 77. His insistence on Xingyi Quan being the art that makes the big difference in energy cultivation stuck in the back of my mind for decades while exploring all 3 of the Chinese treasures. The next figure who ended up on my radar was John Chang, who died in Indonesia in 2020. After reading the book Magus of Java, I understood that the whole Mopai fraud centered around spiritualism, where John admits in this book that his so-called magic abilities comes from spirits, or jinn, and his cultivation schematic was merely a pyramid scam based on his concocted 72 levels of neigong, a fraudulent claim which brought him many Western students interested in his magical abilities. After studying the authentic Mopai sect reported on by Michael Sosa, who now calls himself the Energy Alchemist, his book reports on the known gruesome evils of the Mopai sect, who use spirits, demons or jinn, and talismans to enable them on the physical plane. After studying the Taoist canon, I can confirm that much of Taoism is centered around these familiar spirits, demons, that make up a huge part of their dogmatic spiritualism. This is why Wudong Mountain is rife with idols in their prayer halls, and they are trapped between a pragmatic naturalism and a dark mysticism, which few novices know about, and even fewer come close to comprehending. Many mystically inclined travelers will be incensed by my words, but the truth is the truth. And I won't compromise on the truth, just so I can be politically correct and make sure everyone goes home snug and smiling. For me, too many amateurs have wandered into the deep waters of Chinese mysticism and have yet to find their way out. By saying this, I'm not saying that there isn't some wisdom and truths in books like the Tao Te Ching and Chuang Tzu, but too many have become bewildered by the internal martial arts culture and fail to see through the smoke screen of darkness that permeates through many Buddhist and Taoist temples. Being a Muslim, schooled in the Chinese thought of the scholar Liuhe Xingyi, I understand that the heavenly mandate came down in the Quran to teach us to steer clear idolatry and lewdness. One need only to do a cursory reading on Tibetan Black Kama Sutra to understand what is behind these left-hand paths. My personal practice of Tai Chi, Xingyi Quan, Baguazhang, and Qigong was evolving slowly but surely over the years. And in 2018, I was finally able to catch up with the YouTube sensation Adam Misner from Heaven Man Earth in Paris, France. He ran a weekend workshop at a military installation, and for $200 or so, I was finally able to cross hands with him. His workshop was filled with humorous anecdotes, which I appreciated. But although the workshop was geared towards Tai Chi, we spend most of our time doing random opening drills and standing exercises, with little time actually spent on the internal martial art, besides a strong focus on fixed stance, push hands practice. While in China, the various masters I had bumped into in Beijing appreciated moving step push hands. Despite this impracticable nuance, his workshop was overall very enlightening, and standing in front of him, he seemed to hulk out when you touched his arms, a perceptual aspect of his exceptional roundness and firm groundedness in Tai Chi principles. The circus show with the voluntary wrestler who pretended not to know him was nonetheless a shallow attempt to highlight his already apparent skill. Was I the only one who saw the anonymous wrestler walk in with Adam's significant other, chatting it up, and also eating lunch with him at the dining hall during intermission? Regardless, my practice shifted towards roundness after this workshop, and my progress became obvious, thanks to my shift in consciousness attention due to Mr. Misner's workshop. After 2019, I began to regain my focus on Xingyi and Baguazhang, turning my focus back to the old Sun Lutan and Lu Zijian, the legendary Baguazhang technician. But my next major progression didn't come to 2021. After studying the dimensions of Liuhe Xingyi Quan and the inner gate of Hua Chuan, practiced by the famed Muslim master Wang Ziping, who was a master in Wushu, Tai Chi Chuan, Baji Quan, and Cha Chuan, among others, I had finally discovered the real mechanism behind Fa Jing, and to train it practically. It was under my nose for years, but it wasn't until I started training the Dai family and Hua inner gate boxing, shock method, Zhenhan Shu, that I began to realize this was the real secret of Fa Jing, not the mythological one passed on by subpar masters who were just towing the Taoist party line to be accepted in popular circles. Whether or not such people like John Chang were intentionally obfuscating the issue, or he himself just didn't know where the cash was located, is a subject of speculative debate. Chapter 2. Internal Methods. The most overstated method for energetic transformation in Taoist corridors is the rumored semen retention method. Those poor guys. The theory goes something like this. You abstain from conjugal relations and store up seminal energy, which is then converted to qi, which is circulated through internal practices and then transformed into shen, or spirit energy. This formula sounds good in theory, but when scrutinized meticulously, it doesn't hold weight. What I found is really going on is that abstaining from ejaculation encourages young practitioners from engaging in unethical practices, thus preserving their soul and inner light and boosting them energetically from righteous living practices. This preservation of shen, sen, or spiritual energy through character-building habits can also be maintained in a strong marital relationship, regardless of sexual habit. Although, someone passionately obsessed or overstrained in lustful exertion will no doubt suffer on the spiritual plane, and this will make progression at the spiritual level impossible, hindering shen potentialities. Let's take a look at some positional and philosophical examples of what's going on internally in certain internal martial arts practices, and then I will attempt to blow the lid off the fudging tradecraft. First stage, the very round and full Wang Shujin striking a qigong pose with fingers spread open and arms opened, creating space under the armpits. By full, I mean deep diaphragmatic breathing is taking place, protruding the belly and stimulating the dantian, 3 inches below the navel, also known as the cinnabar field or elixir of life field. The Chinese dantian and its relationship to internal martial arts. The concept of dantian is fundamental in Chinese martial arts, medicine, and spiritual practice. Often translated as elixir field, dantian refers to specific energy centers within the body, vital for health, vitality, and martial skill. This chapter explores the significance of dantian, its 3 main locations, and how it underpins the principles and practices of internal martial arts such as Tai Chi, Qigong, and Bagua. Dantian is more than just a physical location. It embodies the integration of mind, body, and spirit. Traditionally, it is divided into 3 main centers. 1. Lower dantian, Shi dantian. Located approximately 2 inches below the navel, this is considered the primary energy reservoir. It is where yin and yang energies unite, forming the body's foundation of qi, life energy. The lower dantian is crucial in internal martial arts for generating power and stability. 2. Middle dantian, zhong dantian. Situated at the heart center, this area is connected to emotions and the fire element. It is associated with circulating qi and deepening one's internal awareness. The middle dantian plays a pivotal role in refining emotional energy into a force for martial practice. 3. Upper dantian, shang dantian. Located in the forehead, this center relates to intellect and spiritual awareness. It is linked to the heaven element and governs higher consciousness. In martial arts, this center aids in strategic thinking and situational awareness during combat. Dantian and internal martial arts. Internal martial arts emphasize the cultivation and utilization of internal energy. The practice of harnessing dantian energy is central to techniques, movements, and the philosophies of these martial forms. Tai Chi. This martial art is often described as moving meditation. Practitioners focus on the lower dantian to generate power while maintaining relaxation and balance. The slow, flowing movements allow for the efficient circulation of qi and enhance the martial artist's structural alignment. Qigong. Rooted in traditional Chinese medicine, Qigong involves rhythmic breathing and coordinated movement to cultivate and balance qi. Many forms of Qigong directly engage the dantian, particularly the lower dantian, to nourish and strengthen the body's energy systems. This practice not only impacts health, but enhances martial capabilities. Bagua. Known for its circular walking and evasive techniques, Bagua practitioners utilize dantian energy to maintain fluidity and adaptability. The emphasis on using lower dantian power allows for efficient, spiraling movements that evade attacks while effectively countering. Breath control is a vital component of cultivating dantian energy. The practice of controlled breathing, often referred to as zhuang, sitting and forgetting, is essential in connecting the mind and body. By focusing on the breath, a practitioner can enhance qi flow and strengthen their dantian. Diaphragmatic breathing. This technique emphasizes inhalation that expands the lower dantian, promoting relaxation and energy accumulation. Deep, slow breaths draw energy into the dantian, aiding in physical performance and mental clarity. Energy circulation. Once qi accumulates in the dantian, practitioners learn to circulate it throughout the body using visualizations or specific movements. This circulation promotes overall balance and amplifies martial skills. Meditation focused on dantian is a practice that fosters awareness and connection to one's internal energy. By centering the mind on the dantian, practitioners can cultivate a sense of calm, clarity, and vitality. Guided visualization. Many meditation practices use imagery to activate the dantian. such as envisioning energy or light gathering and expanding in the lower abdomen. This visualization enhances the ability to harness energy for both health and martial applications. Cultivating mindfulness. Mindfulness exercises centered on Dantian promote a deep connection to bodily sensations and energy flows. This heightened awareness is crucial in martial situations as it builds the ability to respond fluidly to external stimuli. The philosophy surrounding Dantian and internal martial arts intertwines deeply with Chinese cultural beliefs about energy, health, and martial ethics. Understanding these philosophies enriches the practice and enhances the practitioner's experience. The Taoist influence. Taoism emphasizes living in harmony with natural laws, and the cultivation of Dantian energy reflects the Taoist pursuit of balance and inner peace. This philosophy informs the way practitioners approach training, encouraging fluidity and adaptability. Martial ethics. The ethical principles of internal martial arts underscore the importance of cultivating not only physical skills but also moral character. Understanding Dantian reinforces the idea that true mastery comes not only from technique, but from the cultivation of virtue and spiritual awareness. To effectively utilize Dantian in martial practice, practitioners can incorporate specific exercises and movements into their training. 1. Dantian breathing exercise. Begin by finding a comfortable standing or seated position. Place one hand over the lower Dantian. Inhale deeply through the nose, expanding the abdomen while focusing energy toward the Dantian. Exhale slowly through the mouth, feeling the energy settle. 2. Tai Chi form practice. Integrate Dantian focus into Tai Chi forms by consciously directing movements from the Dantian. Visualize the energy flowing from the Dantian through the arms and legs, connecting each movement to the core. 3. Qigong visualization. Engage in Qigong routines with an emphasis on visualizing energy accumulation in the Dantian during each breath cycle. Use movements that allow for an expansion of energy with each inhalation and a release during exhalation. The relationship between Dantian and internal martial arts is profound, serving as the foundation for both physical techniques and spiritual cultivation. Understanding Dantian enhances not only martial skill, but promotes holistic health, emotional balance, and ethical practice. By integrating the concepts and exercises related to Dantian into their training, practitioners can deepen their connection to the art and cultivate a mastery that transcends mere combat effectiveness, becoming a pathway to personal growth and enlightenment. Liuhe Xingyi's understanding of inner alchemy and its secrets. Inner alchemy, a profound and intricate aspect of Taoist practice, aims at transforming the practitioner's vital energies into a state of spiritual enlightenment and immortality. Among the eminent figures in the realm of inner alchemy, Liuhe Xingyi stands out for his comprehensive understanding and synthesis of its principles. Liu, a 17th-century Taoist master, contributed significantly to the discourse on inner alchemy through his writings, emphasizing the transformation of the self as a journey toward unity with the Tao. In this chapter, we will explore Liuhe Xingyi's perspectives on inner alchemy, uncover the secrets he elucidated, and relate his teachings to contemporary practices. To fully comprehend Liuhe Xingyi's contributions to inner alchemy, it's essential to consider the historical and philosophical backdrop against which he wrote. Liu lived during the Ming and Qing dynasties, a period marked by the flourishing of Neo-Confucian thought and the revival of Taoism. His teachings reflect a synthesis of various philosophical traditions, including Confucianism, Buddhism, and indigenous Chinese practices. Inner alchemy, or neigong, is fundamentally about the transformation of Jing, essence, qi, energy, and spirit into a unified state. Liuhe Xingyi's teachings build upon these core concepts, emphasizing their interrelatedness. 1. Jing, essence. Often associated with physical sexual energy, Jing is seen as the root of life. Transmuting Jing into qi is the first step in the alchemical process. 2. Qi, energy. This is the vital life force that animates all living beings. In Liu's framework, cultivating and refining qi leads to the development of Shen. 3. Shen, spirit. This represents consciousness and spiritual awareness. Liu emphasizes that true mastery requires the harmonization of Shen with the Tao. The three treasures. Liuhe Xingyi conceptualizes the transformation process through the lens of the three treasures: Jing, Qi, and Shen. His texts often explore the interplay between these treasures, describing techniques for refining them to achieve spiritual transcendence. 1. Cultivating Jing. Liu emphasizes the importance of preserving and cultivating Jing through various practices, such as sexual moderation, meditation, and appropriate dietary choices. He advocates for a lifestyle conducive to generating and storing Jing, which serves as the foundation for subsequent transformations. 2. Transforming Qi. The transformation of Jing into Qi is a critical alchemical process in Liu's teachings. Through breathing exercises, meditation, and movement practices, practitioners learn to refine their Qi. Techniques like standing meditation and circulating the microcosmic orbit are integral to Liu's system, facilitating the smooth flow of Qi throughout the body. 3. Elevating Shen. As practitioners refine their Jing and Qi, they begin to elevate their Shen. Liu emphasizes mindfulness and deep meditation, allowing the practitioner to connect with the Tao. The process involves letting go of attachments and distractions, cultivating a state of pure awareness. Liu Yiming placed significant emphasis on the power of visualization in meditation practices. He encouraged practitioners to visualize the flow of energy within their bodies, specifically focusing on the dantian and the circulation of qi. These visualizations serve as tools for cultivating deeper states of meditation and aligning with the Tao. One of Liu's most notable contributions is his system of silent sitting, Jingzuo, a meditative technique where practitioners enter a state of stillness to connect with their internal energies. This practice allows for the quieting of the mind, making space for transformative experiences. Liu Yiming was a proponent of the idea that genuine understanding is often transmitted through direct experience rather than mere intellectual study. He emphasized the importance of finding a qualified teacher who could guide practitioners through the mysteries of inner alchemy. The process of learning should involve both theoretical understanding and practical application. Liu believed that intention and willpower are fundamental in the practice of inner alchemy. The practitioner's focus on their goals and the purity of their motivations directly influence the effectiveness of their cultivation. Liu's teachings stress the importance of aligning one's intentions with the Tao, creating a harmonious flow of energy and a clearer path to transformation. Balancing yin and yang. A central theme in Liu's writings is the balance between yin and yang. Achieving harmony between these two forces is crucial for successful alchemical transformation. Liu teaches that practitioners must cultivate both nourishing and active energies, allowing for a dynamic interplay that fosters growth and spiritual awakening. In Liu Yiming's understanding, the dantian, often referred to as the elixir fields, are vital energy centers for cultivating and transforming Jing, Qi, and Shen. Each dantian, lower, middle, and upper, plays a distinct role in the practitioner's development. 1. Lower dantian, the headquarters of Jing, it serves as the foundational energy reserve for transformation. 2. Middle dantian, associated with qi, it regulates emotional balance and energy circulation. 3. Upper dantian, connected to the development of Shen, this center fosters spiritual insight and awareness. Liu taught the importance of practicing the microcosmic orbit, the circulation of energy through the dantian and along the governing and conception vessels. This practice enhances the flow of qi, promotes balance within the body, and creates a harmonious internal environment for alchemical transformation. Liu Ying's teachings have been instrumental in revitalizing interest in inner alchemical practices in contemporary Taoism and martial arts. His works inspire a new generation of practitioners seeking holistic approaches to health, spirituality, and self-realization. Modern practitioners have found ways to incorporate Liu's principles into their daily routines. Simple practices such as mindful breathing, intention setting, and moments of stillness throughout the day echo Liu's teachings and reinforce the transformative process of inner alchemy. Liu Yiming's understanding of inner alchemy offers invaluable insights into the cultivation of Jing, Qi, and Shen. His emphasis on the transformative process, guided meditation practices, and the balance of yin and yang creates a comprehensive framework for personal growth. By exploring and applying Liu's teachings, practitioners can unlock the secrets of inner alchemy, embarking on a profound journey towards spiritual enlightenment and harmony with the Tao. Liu Yiming's philosophical interpretations of the golden elixir. The concept of the golden elixir, Jindan, is central to Chinese inner alchemy and serves as a metaphor for spiritual awakening, immortality, and the transformation of the self. Liu Yiming, as a prominent Taoist master, offers unique philosophical interpretations of the golden elixir, weaving together traditional Taoist thought and his own insights. This section delves into Liu Yiming's perspectives on the golden elixir, exploring its significance, its relationship to the alchemical processes of Jing, Qi, and Shen, and its practical applications in the pursuit of inner transformation. The golden elixir, a symbol of transformation. The golden elixir represents the culmination of the inner alchemical process. It is not a physical substance, but rather a symbolic expression of the perfected state of being achieved through the transformation of the practitioner's vital energies. Liu Yiming articulates that the golden elixir embodies the unity of body, mind, and spirit, an attainment of ultimate harmony with the Tao. 1. Spiritual immortality. In Liu's interpretation, the golden elixir symbolizes a form of spiritual immortality, where the practitioner transcends the limitations of the physical body and achieves a state of eternal presence. 2. Unity of Jing, Qi, and Shen. The golden elixir arises from the seamless integration and transformation of Jing, Qi, and Shen. Liu emphasizes that the alchemical process must harmonize these three treasures to manifest the golden elixir. 3. Refinement of essence. The process of cultivating the golden elixir involves refining one's essence, purifying the mind, and developing spiritual awareness. Liu advocates for an ongoing commitment to self-cultivation as essential for understanding and embracing the golden elixir. Liu Yiming articulates a profound connection between the golden elixir and the Tao. He posits that the pathway to the golden elixir is synonymous with the journey toward understanding and embodying the Tao. This perspective underscores several key philosophical interpretations. 1. Returning to origin. Liu emphasizes the idea that the pursuit of the golden elixir is fundamentally a return to the original state of purity and simplicity inherent in the Tao. The process of alchemy entails stripping away the layers of conditioning, ego, and material desires that obscure one's true nature. 2. Naturalness and spontaneity. The golden elixir epitomizes the natural flow of life and the Tao's spontaneity. Liu encourages practitioners to cultivate an attitude of quietude and inner stillness, allowing the innate wisdom of the Tao to emerge organically. 3. Dynamic interplay of forces. Liu Yiming highlights the importance of understanding the dynamic interplay of yin and yang in achieving the golden elixir. The balance of these forces facilitates the transformation of energies, leading to the realization of the golden elixir and an alignment with the Tao. Liu Yiming's interpretation of the golden elixir is intrinsically linked to the alchemical process as a spiritual journey. The stages of inner alchemy can be viewed as milestones along this transformative path. On calming the mind, the initial stage involves silencing the distractions of the mind. Liu advocates for meditation practices that promote mental clarity and tranquility as prerequisites for inner alchemical transformation. 2. Cultivating the three treasures. Practitioners must engage in the cultivation of Jing, Qi, and Shen as a foundational requirement for reaching the golden elixir. Liu teaches specific techniques to refine these energies, emphasizing their interconnectedness throughout the alchemical process. 3. Achieving unity. The final stage of the alchemical process culminates in achieving unity with the Tao. Liu posits that this unity is the essence of the golden elixir, where the practitioner transcends the dualities of existence and experiences a state of harmonious oneness. Liu Yiming often stresses that the true understanding of the golden elixir cannot be grasped solely through intellectual pursuits. He believed that personal experience and direct practice are indispensable for unlocking its secrets. Liu encourages practitioners to engage deeply with their internal alchemical practices, as insights emerge through embodiment rather than theoretical study. In Liu's teachings, the practitioner's intention and sincerity are critical in the process of cultivating the golden elixir. A genuine desire for transformation, coupled with a commitment to ethical living, enhances the potency of the alchemical process. Liu emphasizes that mere curiosity is insufficient. Practitioners must approach the path with dedication and a heart aligned with the Tao. Liuhe Xingyi draws attention to the notion that the golden elixir is often perceived as hidden or obscured by external distractions and internal turmoil. He teaches that discovering the golden elixir requires peeling back layers of illusion and delusion. This pursuit of hiddenness leads to a deeper understanding that the golden elixir, while elusive, is always present within one's being. Integrating inner alchemy into daily practices. Liuhe Xingi's philosophical insights on the golden elixir offer practitioners practical approaches to incorporate inner alchemical principles into their daily lives. Some key practices include 1. Mindfulness meditation. Engaging in daily meditation allows practitioners to cultivate stillness and awareness, creating an inner environment conducive to the transformation of Jing, Qi, and Shen. 2. Breathing exercises. Dedicating time to breathwork supports the circulation of energy, helping practitioners refine their inner alchemical processes. 3. Reflection and journaling. Taking time for introspection and documenting experiences can enhance understanding and alignment with the path toward the golden elixir. Reflecting on personal motivations, practices, and observations fosters clarity and deeper insights. Liuhe Xingyi recognized the importance of community in the cultivation of the golden elixir. You can get the whole book at Amazon.com.